grateful and so glad that you chose to take this journey with us this morning. And I'm hoping that you learned something from it. You're blessed by this workshop. But let me first start out by saying, some of you probably wonder, like, what is F.I.L.L Workshop? So F.I.L.L is an acronym for Fun in Love and Leadership. And so basically we're going to take you on a journey of professional development with biblical principles. So the objectives for the F.I.L.L Workshop include 3 objectives: love and intimacy, decision making and finances, as well as effective communication. This workshop will consist of rotations, interactive rotations, so we will break off into groups here in just a second. This is called our General Assembly. And I encourage you to take a look at our pamphlet, because it also will give you some great tips as well as structure for today's events, as well as descriptions for the class, as well as giving you some background information about the guest speakers. We will have a great time. I promise you it will not be boring. You will experience God's love in a fun environment. Lunch will be provided for you. Again, take a look at the pamphlet for that. We will have some entertainment for you, as well as lessons that you guys could take home with you, if you will. If you want to disseminate this information, direct someone. Maybe they're not here today, but maybe in the future, for future workshops, to fillministries.com. You're more than welcome to contact us at 214-GOD-FILLD, GODFILLD, as well as check out some of our Twitter pages, Snapchat, all that social media stuff that you guys are probably more familiar with than myself. I want to make sure that we're clear that this is a free workshop. So if anyone's out there and they really could benefit from this type of workshop, I challenge you to just reserve a spot for them the next time. I don't want finances to be a reason for them not to participate in this event. Moving forward, we will start out with praise and worship. So at this time, if you guys would go ahead and stand for us, and we will come back with a brief introduction, but we will start today with prayer and then praise and worship. Thank you again. I'm so excited that you chose to fill your life with love, fun, intimacy, finances with us today at F.I.L.L Workshop. Go ahead and please stand.
Are you hurting and broken within? Overwhelmed by the weight of your sin? Jesus is calling.
You called me out upon the waters, the great unknown, where feet may fail.
Before we begin this seminar, let me first take this opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Nigel Higgins, and I will be the facilitator for this conference. We will be speaking from biblical principles, but that doesn't mean that we're going to push the Bible down you and expect you to live this certain lifestyle. That's not what this is about. This conference is just giving us biblical principles because some of us are believers, and we want to be able to use what we're learning biblically in our everyday life. And for those who may not be believers, these principles that we're providing for you are very sound. They're absolute, and you can still incorporate them. And you'll be surprised how many people, believers or non-believers particularly, are using these principles and really not aware of it. And so that's the first step, is just to approach this just to learn something new, just some different strategies that could perhaps work for you in our day-to-day lives. The seminar will be broken into several categories. One is effective communication, and we're going to talk about why communication is so effective, and the Bible is clear on that. In all things, get an understanding. as well as the way we communicate is a direct reflection of what is in our heart. And so whomever we are communicating with, we want to make sure that we are understood and that we together, meaning both parties, we hear each other, as well as should a problem arise, then there are strategies to help us resolve some of those challenges that we could face as we're communicating. And then the second portion of the conference talks about love and intimacy. Now, we're going to have different categories, different activities that address love and intimacy, but keep in mind, love and intimacy could work for a couple, a single person, someone who is not in a relationship perhaps, and just that whole essence of just being a loving person, practicing gentleness and kindness. So love and intimacy will be broken off into several objectives, but just know it works and can be applied to anybody. And then last but surely not least is finances. Understanding biblical principles on how we manage our household from a financial standpoint. Simple but great tools, tried and true stories as it relates to the Bible. And then we're also going to be soliciting advice and conversations and discussions in our activities so that we all can, basically bring in some strategies or some techniques that perhaps they're using in their households. I think this is going to be a wonderful event. I am so glad that you guys have tuned in for this journey, and I'm hoping that you get something from it.
I was buried beneath my shame. You could carry that kind of weight. It was not till I met you. I was breathing but not alive. All my failures I tried to hide. It was not till I met you. Will you all stand with us and sing? You call my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. You call my name, I ran out of that grave. You cut the darkness into your glorious day. Now your mercy has saved my soul. Now your freedom is all that I know. The old made new. Jesus, when I met you, you called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. You called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. I needed rescue, my sin was heavy, the chains break at the weight of your glory. I needed shelter, I was an orphan, but you called me a citizen of heaven.